You have seen these portraits behind me before in other videos, right? And today is the day I want to tell you a little bit more about it. Yeah, let's talk today about the street portraits you see behind me. This is a project that I really like to do. I shoot now street portraits, I think, for 6 or 7 years. Mostly I used this camera. So this is my Mia camera. It's a 6x5, a medium format camera. I mostly shoot with the 80mm 2.8 lens. It looks like that if you shoot a portrait of you. And other portraits I've done with this camera here. It's a Linhof Technica. It shoots large format 4x5. And there are also some digital portraits I shot with my 5D. Yeah, why do I talk about the portraits in this vlog? Is because I just shot another portraits, but this time with another camera, but I want to talk to you later about it. I want to show you some of my portraits I've done before, so you have an idea what they look like. I will blend in a website here somewhere where you can see much more of my portraits I did on the street, but I just want to tell you about one of my favorites I've shot so far. Yeah, one of the first portraits I want to mention is Larry, the pigeon guy. I met him in New York in the Washington Square Park. If you're in the Washington Square Park, you still will see him. He's mostly surrounded by pigeons. I will blend in some pictures right now. I always try to avoid the typical smiling. My way of doing that is waiting. I'll just wait in front with my camera until the mood of the stranger maybe is changing, or maybe thinking what the heck he's doing there, and then I press the shutter button. But as you can see, that turned out really great. I captured him once when he was really happy with his pigeons, and I captured him once like a direct portrait where I got this serious look, and I really like it. So the next portrait I want to show you is from Alexandra and Keenan. I met these two dancers in the same park. I have two single portraits of them, and I have one I shot with the Mamiya where they stand together. I like this one quite a lot. I think it was quite after I shot Larry. I just saw them dancing around in the Washington Square Park, and I was sitting there, and at some moment I thought I have to take a portrait of these guys too. So I asked them, and they were into it, and yeah, these are the results. The next portrait I want to show you is from Claire. I met her in the Tompkins Square Park in New York, and it was really interesting because the first picture you guys see is that one where the dog is like guarding her. It looked really interesting. The dog was sitting, looking left and right, and she was sitting on her bench reading a book. And it was just one of these moments where time freezes and like nothing is happening, you don't hear anything else. So first I took a picture of her and her dog without asking, and then I had to go over to her, and somehow I felt bad because she was reading, but I just had to take a portrait, so I couldn't resist, so I asked her, and she was really very calm. It was a very beautiful moment. I asked her, and she said yes, as you can imagine, because otherwise I wouldn't have got the picture. This was really a beautiful moment, like the whole world around me was fading out for a few seconds during I took her portrait, and then she kept on reading. I also took a portrait of her dog. Her dog's name is Elias. I always try to do that. If I met somebody with a dog, I try to make a picture of their dog and of themselves. I think it's like something that fits together very well. Yeah, then I was shooting very different kind of portrait. I used a 35mm lens on my Mamiya for this one. The film I shot it with was an Ilford Delta 400. I pushed it to 800 and I really like the contrast that came out and I really like the mood of the whole image. Next portrait I want to talk about is from Elias. I met him in Seattle at the avenue near the university. I spent about 2 days with him on the street and I took black and white pictures of him. Normally I take black and white images if colors make no sense to me. This time it was different because as you can see, Elias is like a fan of Indian stuff. All the hat and all the accessories he has, he made by himself. He is carrying a picture of Sitting Bull with him, and this was also black and white. So I shot black and white portraits of him, also of his friend. His friend's name was... No. I remember now. His friend's name was Eva. And there's a longer story behind it. You can find it on my website. I sent Elias the images via mail. I couldn't send it directly to him because he's sitting like on this part of the street since 30 years. So I met a fellow photographer and I sent it to the photographer and he gave it over to him. Yeah, just I will put the links down in the description where you can find everything. Also the whole story, how I met Elias and a little bit more about it. So the last image I want to talk about is from a comedian from Vienna. This image I shot with my large format camera. It was at the Naschmarkt in Vienna. It was quite interesting because it's a very busy market. A lot of people are running around and we were standing in the middle of the market. The people were like passing us by like crazy, but we managed it somehow and I really like the outcome of the image. If you could look up here, he's hanging up behind me somewhere there. No, there he's hanging, I'm not sure. Or is it there? That's one of my favorite street portraits I did with my Linov camera. Yeah, all this analog work I did with the Mamiya and later with the Linov camera were the first step that brought me to the wet plate photography. You know, I shot with the Mamiya large format and at the beginning it took me a while to figure it out, and after some months I felt really comfortable shooting large format and somehow I wanted to go to the next step, and the next step for me was making my own film. So this all brought me to the wet plate process. So it was pretty cool and I'm pretty happy that I started with my analog portraits. And mostly in my vacation I bring analog camera with me so I can go on shooting the portraits. But the last vacation we went to Israel, to Tel Aviv, and I was somehow too exhausted. There was a lot of stuff going on to bring the Mamiya camera. I even bought a newer Mamiya camera with autofocus because I feel that my eyes are getting a little bit bad, and I had an image that's hanging here. I had a problem focusing. Somehow this, does it get sharp some? Yeah. I shot this image in Portugal. It's like, and it didn't get really sharp, so I really like it because you see his sheep in the background, and but I'm not able to get it much bigger than that without noticing that I misfocus a little bit. This was the reason I got the bigger Mamiya camera. And I said in the vacation in Tel Aviv, I didn't want to bring a big camera, so I bought a small mirrorless camera. Really, this is something surprising for myself. So guys, I had to stop this video right now because it's getting too long. You're gonna see the second part about the port in Tel Aviv very soon. I'll be back.